Leave your enemies to God and trust in divine justice. Dealing with enemies and those who seek to harm us can be a challenging and emotional experience. However, as Christians, we are called to trust in God's justice and leave our enemies in his hands. In this sermon, we will explore Bible verses that support this principle and provide guidance on how to apply it in our lives. Romans 12:19 says, "Do not take revenge, my dear friends, but leave room for God's wrath. For it is written, 'It is mine to avenge, and I will repay, says the Lord.'" This verse emphasizes the importance of living revenge and justice to God. We must trust in His sovereignty and allow Him to handle our enemies. Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you, according to Matthew 5:44. It says that Jesus teaches us to love and pray for our enemies rather than seeking revenge or harm. This demonstrates our trust in God's justice and our commitment to follow His example. Do not overcome evil, but overcome evil with good, according to Romans 12:21. This verse encourages us to respond to evil with good, trusting that God will ultimately bring justice. By doing so, we demonstrate our faith in His sovereignty. Exodus 14:14 says, "The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still." This verse reminds us that God is our defender and will fight on our behalf. We must trust in His power and justice rather than taking matters into our own hands. God is really a just. He will pay back trouble to those who trouble you, which says in 2 Thessalonians 1:6. This assures us that God will ultimately bring justice to those who have wronged us. We can trust in His divine justice and live our enemies in God's hand. Leaving our enemies to God requires trust, faith, and obedience. By doing so, we demonstrate our confidence is in His sovereignty and justice. Remember, the Lord will vindicate me. Your love, Lord, endures forever. Do not abandon the works of your hands, which says in Psalm 138:8.